Welcome back to a Book a Day podcast. And the book that I've got with me today, it's called 50 Classic Love Letters You Have to Read. Interesting title, right? And the book is equally interesting. You find some of the most amazing love letters ever written in history. Right from Beethoven to Oscar Wilde to John Keats, then even Mark Twain to Van Gogh and Tolstoy and whatnot. So, a number of interesting love letters. And what I'm going to do here today, I'm going to read some of these love letters for you. And I hope you'll enjoy it because I certainly did. So, let me start with Beethoven's love letters. This particular letter was supposed to be sent to an unknown recipient but was never sent, and it was recovered at Beethoven's place after his death. So we never got to know who this recipient was supposed to be, but the words remain. Anyway, let me read this love letter for you. Here it goes. My angel, my all, my own self. Only a few words today, and that too with pencil. Only till tomorrow is my lodging definitely fixed. What abominable waste of time in such things. Why this deep grief where necessity speaks? Can our love persist otherwise than through sacrifices, than by not demanding everything? Can't you change it that you're not entirely mine, I not entirely yours? O God, look into beautiful nature and compose your mind to the inevitable. Love demands everything and is quite right. So it is for me with you, for you with me. Only you forget so easily that I must live for you and for me. Were we quite united, you would notice this painful feeling as little as I should. We shall probably soon meet. Even today, I cannot communicate my remarks to you, which during these days I made about my life. Were our hearts close together, I should probably not make any such remarks. My bosom is full to tell you much. There are moments when I find that speech is nothing at all. Brighten up, remain my true and only treasure, my all as to you. The rest the gods must send, what must be for us and shall. Your faithful. So there it was, a really short and interesting one. The next letter was written by John Keats somewhere around 1822, and he fell in love with a girl called Fanny Brawne, and this particular letter is for her. So here it goes. My sweet love, I shall wait patiently till tomorrow before I see you. And in the meantime, if there is any need of such a thing, assure you by your beauty that whenever I have at any time written on a certain unpleasant subject, it has been with your welfare impressed upon my mind. How hurt I should have been had you ever acceded to what is, notwithstanding, very reasonable. How much the more do I love you from the general result. In my present state of health, I feel too much separated from you and could almost speak to you in the words of Lorenzo's ghost to Isabella. Your beauty grows upon me, and I feel a greater love through all my essence steal. My greatest torment since I've known you has been the fear of you being a little inclined to the crescent. But that suspicion I dismiss utterly and remain happy in the surety of your love, which I assure you is as much a wonder to me as a delight. Send me the words good night to put under my pillow. Dearest Fanny, your affectionate J.K. That's really sweet and interesting. Also, I found it somewhat funny towards the end, but it's really interesting the kind of innocent love all these great writers had in their hearts and how beautifully they expressed it. Then the next letter is by Emma Darwin to Charles Darwin, and it was written around 1861, shortly after Darwin. He faced a kind of a confrontation with the British clergy. The accusations on him were that his theory of evolution was in some way blasphemous, and that's why there was some trouble going on. And in that moment, Emma Darwin writes to Charles Darwin and talks about love's power of spiritual elevation. So let me read it for you. I cannot tell you the compassion I have felt for all your sufferings for these weeks past that you had so many drawbacks, nor the gratitude I have felt for the cheerful and affectionate looks you have given me when I know you have been miserably uncomfortable. My heart has often been too full to speak or take any notice. I'm sure you know I love you well enough to believe that I mind your sufferings nearly as much as I should my own, and I find the only relief to my own mind is to take it as from God's hand, and to try to believe that all suffering and illness is meant to help us to exalt our minds and to look forward with hope to a future state. When I see your patience, deep compassion for others, self command, and above all gratitude for the smallest thing done to help you, I cannot help longing that these precious feelings should be offered to heaven for the sake of your daily happiness. But I find it difficult enough in my own case. I often think of the words, "Thou shalt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee." It is feeling and not reasoning that drives one to prayer. It feels presumptuous in writing thus to you. I feel in my inmost heart your admirable qualities and feelings, and all I would hope is that you might direct them upwards, as well as to one who values them above everything in the world. I shall keep this by me till I feel cheerful and comfortable again. But it has passed through my mind often lately, so I thought I would write it partly to relieve my own mind. Once again, really sweet text. There's nothing great romance going on here, just one person caring for the other and subtly expressing their love, their support, their care. Now, moving on, one of my favorite writers, James Joyce, and he wrote this letter somewhere in 1904 to Nora Bornicle, who eventually became his wife. It's a short one, but once again, really sweet, and I'm sure you'll like it. So here it goes. My dear Nora, it has just struck me. I came in at 11:30. Since then, I've been sitting in an easy chair like a fool. I could do nothing. I hear nothing but your voice. I'm like a fool hearing you call me dear. I offended two men today by leaving them coolly. I wanted to hear your voice, not theirs. When I'm with you, I leave aside my contemptuous, suspicious nature. I wish I felt your head on my shoulder. I think I'll go to bed. I have been a half hour writing this thing. Will you write something to me? I hope you will. How am I to sign myself? I won't sign anything at all because I don't know what to sign myself. And so it ends. As you can see, it's really adorable what men become in love. It's almost like an innocent form of love, the way they express. Maybe like a teenager, somebody who's just fallen in love. You can never tell anyone's age when they're expressing their love. All the maturity, all the reason, all those things go away. And it's just an honest expression of feeling of love. Another one of the really short letters and a beautiful one was from the Charlotte Bronte, and it was written to Professor Constantine Heger. Interestingly, there's no evidence that this love was ever returned by him. So let me read this note for you. It was written somewhere around 1845, and here it goes. Monsieur, the poor have not need of much to sustain them. They ask only for the crumbs that fall from the rich man's table. But if they are refused the crumbs, they die of hunger. Nor do I either need much affection from those I love. I should not know what to do with a friendship entire and complete. I'm not used to it. But you showed me of your a little interest when I was your pupil in Brussels, and I hold on to the maintenance of that little interest. I hold on to it as I would hold on to life. That's really powerful, really short but powerful. And especially considering it was most likely a tale of unrequited love, it feels a little sad too. One of my favorite letters in this collection comes from Gustave Flaubert, and it was written by him to his wife Louise Collet, and I'm sure you'll enjoy this one. It was written in 1846. Here it goes. I will cover you with love when I next see you, with caresses, with ecstasy. I want to gorge you with all the joys of the flesh, so that you faint and die. I want you to be amazed by me, and to confess to yourself that you had never even dreamed of such transports. When you're old, I want you to recall those few hours. I want your dry bones to quiver with joy when you think of them. This one is so damn romantic, isn't it? And I really loved it, really enjoyed it. It's short, but it's powerful, romantic, beautiful. That's how one should write to their lover, I think. Another one that I'm sure you'll enjoy. It's a very short note by Vincent van Gogh, and this was written to Theo, who was Van Gogh's brother. And in this short note, he's describing his passion for his cousin Key. But remember, she never accepted his love, and she just kept saying no, never. That's all she said to him. So let's see what Van Gogh is writing to his brother. He says, life has become very dear to me, and I'm very glad that I love. My life and my love are one. But you're faced with a no, never, never is your reply. My answer to that is, old boy, for the present I look upon that no, never, never as a block of ice which I press to my heart to thaw. So once again, It makes you wonder what love makes people do. It makes them think in different way, makes them not wanting to give up even if the reply from the other side is no, never, never. And so that was the case. Now, the final letter that I'm going to read here, it was written by Laura Littleton to her husband, and she died shortly afterwards in childbirth. So this is going to be powerful, as you can expect. Written in 1886. It goes, I have not much to leave behind me, should I die next month, having my treasure deep in my heart, where no one can reach it, and where even death cannot enter. I want, first of all, to tell Alfred that all I have in the world and all I am and ever shall be belongs to him more than anyone. So few women have been as happy as I have been every hour since I married. So few have had such a wonderful sky of love for their common atmosphere that perhaps it will seem strange when I write down that the sadness of death and parting is greatly lessened to me by the fact of my consciousness of the eternal, indivisible oneness of Alfred and me. I feel as long as he's down here, I must be here, silently, secretly sitting beside him as I do every evening now. However much my soul is the other side, and that if Alfred were to die, we would be as we were on earth, love as we did this year, only fuller, quicker, deeper than ever, with a purer passion and a wiser worship. Only in the meantime, while my body is hid from him and my eyes cannot see him, let my trivial toys be his till the morning comes when nothing will matter, because all is spirit. And it's very emotional, very powerful, especially coming from somebody who's going to die, and what they're telling is they mean it 100%. They really mean it, and you see that purity in words, in expressions. You see that simplicity and how much love means to that person. This particular letter, it reminded me of Carl Sagan's wife's letter, something that she wrote after his death. Her name was Ayn Druyan, and the letter is really beautiful, something I thought I should share with you. And even though it's not in the book, but I think you will certainly like it. So let me read it for you. When my husband died, because he was so famous and known for not being a believer, many people would come up to me, it still sometimes happens, and ask me if Carl changed at the end, converted to a belief in an afterlife. They also frequently ask me if I think I will see him again. Carl faced his death with unflagging courage and never sought refuge in illusions. The tragedy was that we knew we would never see each other again. I don't ever expect to be reunited with Carl. But the great thing is that when we were together for nearly 20 years, we lived with a vivid appreciation of how brief and precious life is. We never trivialized the meaning of death by pretending it was anything other than a final parting. Every single moment that we were alive and we were together was miraculous. Not miraculous in the sense of inexplicable or supernatural. We knew we were beneficiaries of chance, that pure chance could be so generous and so kind that we could find each other, as Carl wrote so beautifully in Cosmos, in the vastness of space and the immensity of time, that we could be together for 20 years. That is something which sustains me, and it's much more meaningful. The way he treated me and the way I treated him, the way we took care of each other and our family while he lived, that is so much more important than the idea I will see him someday. I don't think I'll ever see Carl again, but I saw him. We saw each other. We found each other in the cosmos, and that was wonderful. How beautiful, isn't it? This letter, just in very simple terms, talks about what was tangible, what was in front of them, and what is in front of us. And we should value it as it is rather than trivializing it or adding any other dimension. We can add those dimensions if we want to, but if we can simply appreciate the things as they are in this moment, how wonderful would it be? So, with that, I'll take your leave. I hope you enjoyed the letters that I shared with you, and I'm sure you will enjoy the other letters that are there in the book. Thank you very much for listening once again, and I hope you'll join me on the next episode when I come back with another book. So, thank you once again. Thank you very much.